press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, we are continuing with your split portion discussion. Today I am taking the portion about magnetism, magnetic and mechanical effect of current, completely related with magnetism, where you are having chance of getting minimum 2 questions in JEE or NEET. Most important part, and you know what magnetism is related to that pair of dia and ferromagnetic substances, along with the some important relations, susceptibility, permeability, and also magnetic induction, intensity of magnetization. Such relations must be correctly known, along with magnetic flux and magnetic pole, pole strength, magnetic moment, and dividing the magnet or cutting the magnet along the axis or perpendicular to the axis, new magnetic moment, pole strength, and also about the magnetic fields. As for magnetic effect is concerned, Biot and Savart law, the current equation for magnetic field at a perpendicular distance from a thin wire, straight wire carrying current, or circular coil carrying current at the center and along the axis, solenoid and interrelations. And as for mechanical effect, a moving charge experiences a force in the magnetic field when it enters other than the direction of the magnetic field. And second, you also studied about the force between two parallel conductors carrying current, and moving coil galvanometer, current sensitivity and voltage sensitivity, design of moving coil galvanometer, and conversion of galvanometer into ammeter and voltmeter relations, with the and expression for magnetic field due to solenoid. So with this minimum knowledge, we can face the questions more correctly and confidently in this chapter, magnetism, magnetic effect and mechanical effect of current. Few questions we have selected appeared in previous years. Let us go through them. The question number 61. A long solenoid of diameter, if you take, there is a long solenoid given, a long solenoid of diameter mentioned. I am writing in respect of solenoid, the radius of solenoid is, diameter given is 0.1, that means 1 by 20, because 0.1 I shifted, it is 1 by 10 meter, 1 by 10 meter or 1 by 20 meter. And then if you taken the has 2 into 10 power 4 turns per meter. So that is number of turns in solenoid is 2 into 10 power 4 turns in the length of solenoid 1 meter. In 1 meter number of turns is 2 into 10 power 4 meter. At the center of the solenoid a coil of 100 turns. If you placed a coil here of 100 turns, coil is of 100 turns placed, and radius 0.01 meter, radius of coil is 1 by 100 meter. I can write 0.01 meter as 1 by 100 meter is placed. The axis coincides with the solenoid axis. This is the axis of the solenoid and the coil axis. So that area vector and magnetic field produced by both theta is 0. Theta is 0. Magnetic field of the solenoid and area vector of the coil are found to be in the same line. The current in the solenoid reduces at the constant rate of 0 to 4 ampere. If I write change in current is 4 minus 0 as 4 ampere in the time interval of 0.05 second or 5 by 100 or 1 by 20 second, 0.05 second. If the resistance of the coil is 10 pi square ohm, 10 pi square ohm, the total charge flowing through the coil during this time is, what is the total charge that flown through the coil in the interval of 1 by 20 second or 0.05 second? The current that here induced due to the variation of flux, so the change of current, they given 4 ampere minus 0 ampere in 0.05 second, resistance of the coil given, total charge flown in the coil during this interval. So total charge flown, if you want to know the relation, dq can be written directly as I into dt. The direct relation, flow of charges is current into time, or current is charge by time. Current can be written as EMF by resistance into dt, resistance of the coil. EMF is a mutual induction. If I use mu naught into number of turns of secondary, number of turns of secondary, number of turns of primary into area of the coil, this area of the coil, into dt. M, if I write, E can be written as M into di by dt into dt. So therefore di M is mu naught ns np A of the coil by length of the solenoid. Length of the solenoid. This gives you M value. Dt is there. Here also I am writing dt and di. So dt cancels. I can write this as mu naught ns np pi rc square, radius of the coil square, divided by ls into di. If I substitute, mu naught is a 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. I hope you are, before going to that, I am again explaining. dq is current into time, and E by R, current is E by R, voltage by resistance in the coil. EMF induced is mutual inductance into di by dt. dt cancelled, but mutual inductance is mu naught ns np, that is solenoid, and nc, that is number of turns in the coil, and area of the coil into di. But di by dt we taken here, that cancelled and written this. Now mu naught is 4 into 10 power minus 7. Number of turns in secondary or the solenoid is 10 power 4. Number of turns in this is 100, and current is 4 into RC square. RC is 1 by 100 square. 1 by 100 square divided by Ls into R. This R I written, not written, taken this R here. This R value is 10 pi square into resistance 10 pi square into 1, and here pi, I left here pi. See, once again, mu naught is 4 pi 10 power minus 7. Number of turns in the solenoid is 2 into 10 power 4, and number of turns in the coil is 100. Number of turns in the coil is 100. Pi RC square, pi RC square, R is 1 by 100, 1 by 100 whole square, pi RC square into change in current is 4, 10 pi square. Pi cancels, pi square, 110 cancels with this. This 10 power 4 cancels with this. So if you taken 4 2s are 8, 8 4s are 64. 2 into 100. Resistance is pi r square 4. 32 into 110, 10 power minus 6 coulomb, or 32 microcoulomb. Option number 32 microcoulomb is the second option. So I hope you are followed here. A solenoid having some number of turns and radius, instead radius, the given diameter and number of turns in the solenoid, length of the solenoid. And given the number of turns in the coil, radius of the coil, variation of current in the solenoid with respect to time, resistance of the coil. Charge flowing is current into, current is E by R, E is M into di by dt. Substitution, got the answer 32 microcoulomb, option number 2. Coming to the next. See, an arrangement of 3 parallel straight wires placed perpendicular to the plane of the paper carrying same current I along the same direction is shown. The magnitude of force per unit length on the middle wire B is given by. So they given the three wires perpendicular to the plane of the board. They are at distance d apart and each wire is carrying the current I. Angle between them is 90, no problem. Now, if they are carrying the current, imagining one force is in this direction and another force between these two in the direction, mutually 90 degree to each other. You know two forces of same magnitude because D same. Magnetic field which is coming in between them because magnitude of the force per unit length on the middle wire. Force per unit length between the two wires parallel carrying current is known to you that I1, I2 by 2 pi into D. I1, I2 same mu naught I by 2 pi D. Now the question is here net force. Net force, if it is 90 degree, I can write it as root 2F because other things are same. Therefore, root 2 into mu naught I square by 2 pi D. If root 2 cancelled, mu naught I square by root 2 pi D is the answer. Mu naught I square by 2 pi D, option number 3. Force between two wires parallel carrying current per unit length is this relation. Current in both are same is I square and these two wires exert force in the two mutually perpendicular planes. Direction because this wire exert a force outward, imagine. This also force exerted outward, mutually perpendicular is both have same magnitude, therefore root 2F. Root 2F, F value is known and hence the answer we got it. Go to the 63, question number 63. The identical long conducting wires AOB and COD are placed at right angles to each other. AOB and COD, not connected to each other. COD and AOB connected to each other with one above the other such that O is their common point of the two. The wires carrying current I1 and I2 current respectively, point P is lying at a distance D from O along a direction perpendicular to the plane containing the wires. The magnetic field at the point P will be. Consider a point somewhere here. This may be carrying current I1 and other may be I2. If you take these distances are D equal and what we are observing is the direction perpendicular to containing wires. The magnetic field at the point P we required. Suppose if you have a long wire at a distance D, the force magnetic field equation is mu naught I upon 2 pi D. For a long infinitely wire, perpendicular distance have this relation. Again these two are perpendicular because the force, the field that is existing here at a distance D by this is perpendicular to magnetic field may be in one direction if you imagine here. The other magnetic field may be in the another direction. Currents are different. We cannot add as like previously, but they are vector additions. B is equal to B1 plus B2. For each I is only the variable. Suppose we want a magnitude, we write root of B1 square plus B2 square. Common term you can write out directly 2 pi D. And inside is I1 square plus I2 square to the power of half because B1 square B2 square we did, and hence this is the possible answer because the field at P due to these two wires which are mutually perpendicular at a distance perpendicular distance D from each wire is always be the fields are also become perpendicular to each other, and hence the solution is mu naught upon 2 pi D I1 square plus I2 square to the power of half. Option number is third one. Coming to the next. So question number 64 when taking here. So the wires are like this. the same related question. Both are carrying the current I same. Center point we required at a distance r from each wire. Let us think. The magnitude of the magnetic field at O. We required magnetic field at O. So when you see this, the wires are in the L shape, but this part of the wire and this part of the wire, if you take the point O is in line, magnetic field according to Biot and Savart law, magnetic field is proportional to sine theta. Theta is 0, magnetic field is 0. These two parts cannot give magnetic field at this point. Therefore, those two parts are deleted. When you take this and this one, let us see the directionality using the right hand rule. So, first wire, if you take current is downward and field is in between the wires appear to be towards you, and it is upward is also towards you. Therefore, the magnetic field at the center is added. B0 is equal to B1 plus B2. But for half wire, if you take half the wire, magnetic field is mu naught I divided by 4 pi d, 4 pi r here relation. Half the wire, not the full length. So we can add here mu naught I by 4 pi r plus mu naught I by 4 pi r together become mu naught I by 2 pi r. Mu naught I by 2 pi r, option number 2. This is for half the length of the wire. For full length at midpoint or in between, if we consider it become 2 pi r. For 50% wire only, this wire is separate and this wire is separate. Distance same, current same, therefore we got the answer mu naught I upon 2 pi r, option number 2. Go to the next. The long parallel wires are at a distance apart. Here something is missing in that question, but it was appeared in your KCET 2020 question. So we have discussed, again I am recalling the alternate method with direct one. Here actually two long parallel wires are at a distance apart perpendicular to the observation point. So the wires are of this form, perpendicular to, and they are at a distance 2d apart, so that this distance is d and this distance is d. So nature of magnetic field necessary to be how the graph is versus in between and outside the two wires. Imagining wires are perpendicular to each other and current in the same direction towards us. If we imagine, so the easiest way of getting the answer by graphical method at the center. So I can show with the graph which can give you the answer directly from one method, that if I take the magnetic field around this and magnetic field around this is the wires 2 which are perpendicular to the plane of the board. So when wire is carrying the current towards us, then the field will be in the anti-clockwise direction. This is the direction of the field. And here also towards the same direction mentioned, it is also the same direction. So imagine like this. Now the graph is more clear at this point because at the center it goes on. Because however you know that field due to each is mu naught I. One again given to you 2 pi into mu naught I into 2 pi into 1 by x minus 1 by 2d minus x, maybe j. Z axis we considered x and y axis in the plane, z axis the field variation. So now here it is upward implies here it is downward, means field is going on decreasing and becomes 0, and then come to this. Here it is a downward from this. At this position it is upward, and outside if you come it is a downward, means the field will be like this. And here this field is upward, that means the field will like this. The best figure you can think here in that is equal to the option number 1. It is from the figure directly can write because it is upward here and from the right down and outside is also upward and here it is downward. One option. Suppose at x equal to 0 if I considered, if I put x equal to 0, so it become infinity, 1 by infinity. This equation I hope followed here, mu naught I upon 2 pi from x any position between the two wires. If I consider 2d is the maximum distance, if I put on the wire x equal to 0, 1 by infinity is positive. Infinity is positive, 1 by 0 is infinity, positive, whatever may be the value. Positive means this trend follows. 1. Another, if you take x equal to d, 1 by d minus 1 by d 0, field becomes 0 at the center. That is what here. If you put x equal to 2d, that means this position 2d. When taken 2d, it become infinity because 2d minus 2d is 1 by 0 is infinity, minus infinity, whatever may be the value. Minus means negative side, the trend is downward. And for any value of x less than 0, it become negative. When it is negative, this is already negative, therefore this term is negative factor. Because x less than 0 is a minus term. So this become minus. If x is more than 2d, then this dominates, then this become positive value and this take place. For more than 2d, positive curve, less than x0, x is negative. In between x0, positive infinity, x equal to 2d, negative infinity. In between the value swings. It is according to the equation, or from the graph you can use directly and show this, because upward, downward, here upward outside the wire, downward outside the wire, upward, downward, upward outside the wire, downward outside the wire. So anyone you can think option number 1 is the right. Either way, graphical technique or using the equation known to you. Coming to the next one. A circular coil is made from a wire of length 2 meter. You are given a wire of length 2 meter. A circular coil is made. Its radius is given 4 by pi meter. 4 by centimeter. 4 by pi centimeter. When a current of 1 ampere passes, through it, its magnetic moment is a question. If we have a coil carrying a current I, the magnetic moment is given by Ia for one loop if you have number of turns n. R square can be obtained here, but the problem is on n. From this you can have 2 pi Rn is equal to L. Or n I can replace with I into pi r square for this radius. This is nothing but n is equal to L upon 2 pi r. Pi cancels, 1 L r cancels. Therefore magnetic moment is I into r into L upon 2 only, because 1 r cancelled here. IRL, what is I is 1 ampere. Radius is 4 by pi. If I take in centimeter, this also I have to write in centimeter, 100 divided by 2 pi r. 400, current is 1 ampere, length is 200 centimeter. 2 cancels, 400 by pi. 400 by pi ampere meter. 4 by ampere per meter square. So in terms of meter required, so let us substitute in meter instead of answer is in meter. Better we can go with that. M is equal to I into RL upon 2. So the pi get cancelled. I is 1 ampere. Radius is 4 by pi into 100 I do because centimeter I convert it to meter. Already that length is 2 meter and divided by 2. 2 get cancels and magnetic moment is equal to 4 by 100 pi. In terms of meter, 4 by 100 pi ampere meter square. Only changed because earlierly we calculated in terms of centimeter use, but answer is in ampere meter square. 4 by 100 pi ampere meter square, option number 2. This is important. Magnetic moment is IAN. The given length 2 pi Rn is L. In N can be substituted as L upon 2 pi R. Cancel the pi and substitution. Go to the next one. In the figure, AB is a long straight wire carrying a current of 20 ampere and a CDFG is a rectangular loop of size 20 centimeter into 9 centimeter carrying a current of 10 ampere. The edge CZ is parallel to AB at a distance of 1 centimeter from it. Force exerted on the body by the magnetic field of the wire is. Just to have the figure, it gives you more clearance. So this is the figure we have. In between is 1 centimeter. This is 9 centimeter. And this will be 20 centimeter according to them. And currents, here it is 20 ampere. Here it is 10 ampere. And now we have to find out the edge CG parallel to AB. At a distance of 1 centimeter from it, the force exerted on the loop by the magnetic field of the wire, CG and DF. CG and DF, if I take, you know, if the wires are in the same direction, there is an attractive force. Wires are in opposite direction, there is a repulsive force. Force of attraction and force of repulsion. Force of attraction is stronger. Net force on the loop is force of attraction minus force of repulsion. Common is mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi is common. 1 by 1 centimeter minus 1 by 9 plus 1, 10 centimeter, that I brought 10 power minus 2 converted to meter outside. This 1 because minus y because it attraction and repulsion, therefore I return minus sign. Common term, let us substitute the values. Mu naught is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Current is 20 into 10 divided by 10 power minus 2 of these two into 2 pi into common LCM is 10, 10 minus 1 is 9. 2 pi gets cancels with 2. Or this 1, 2, 1 cancels with this, 1 remained, this come to numerator, 10 power 4. So 2 2s are 4, 4 2, 36, mu naught I1 I2, 9 into 10, 20 centimeter length, force, I forgot force per unit length we written, the length is only, this is corresponding to length L. Length I have to substitute as 20 centimeter, this length, common length, into 10 power minus 2. These minus 2 get cancelled. What remained, let us see that 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 72. 72 cancelling with 1, 10 power minus 6 or what the answer you have there, 7.2 into 10 power minus 4 meter. 10 power minus 2 cancelled, okay. This minus 2 cancelled 1 and here 2 cancelled, therefore it is minus 4. 72 into 7.2 into 10 power minus 2 towards left. Already left because FA is greater than FR. Repulsive force is less. The substitution is force per unit length is not. We have taken the total force acting on the loop. Mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi into distance. It is 1 centimeter. It is total 10 centimeter. Length is this length, common length for both, 20 centimeter. So 4 pi into 10 power minus 7, that 20 current, 10 current, 10 power minus 2, 2 pi, 9 by 10, common LCM taken, 20 into 10 power minus 2. Here this minus 2, 10 minus 2 cancelled. 2 pi cancelled, here remained is the 2. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 72. Cancelling these two, 3, 10 power minus 4 comes. That's the answer. So therefore, the answer is option number 7.2 into 10 power towards left, third one. Coming to the next. Two long conductors separated by a distance d carrying current I1 and I2 in the same direction. They exert a force F on each other. Now the current in one of them is increased to 2 times and its direction is reversed. The distance is also increased to 3d. The value of the force between them is. First think, what is the force between the two wires carrying current? Mu naught I1 I2 L upon 2 pi d. What is the new thing they did is mu naught I1 2dl divided by 2 pi into 3d. But when the current direction is reversed, maybe same direction, they may be attractive. When the one of the direction is reversed, it become repulsive, means force direction is changed. So this suggests f dash is equal to minus 2f by 3. Minus 2f by 3, option number 3. Because mu naught I1, so I1 I2, mu naught I1 I2 L upon 2 pi 3d. 2 by 3 if is separated, it get IF, but current direction changed, therefore negative sign is brought. Come to the next. An electron beam moving with a speed 3.5 into 10 power 7 meter per second enters into a transverse magnetic field of induction B equal to 5 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla. The intensity of the electric field is to be applied in that region so that electron beam suffers no deflection. No deflection means force is 0. Force 0 possible, you have learned that velocity vector relation V equal to E by B. The question is to find E means V into B. So 3.5 into 10 power 7, 5 into 10 power minus 3, 17.5 into 4, or 1.75 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter or volt per meter. Volt per meter. Option number 1. This is velocity selector relation. From the Lorentz formula we got velocity given, magnetic field given, asking the E for F to be 0 for no deflection or no force experiencing by the charge, then V must be equal to E by B. Got the answer. Coming to next one. A charged particle is released from rest in a region of steady and uniform electric field and magnetic fields which are parallel to each other. The particle will move in A. See the question, it is a conceptual question. There is an electric field, also the magnetic field. Given a charged particle released from rest, initial velocity for the charge is 0. Released from rest, steady and uniform electric and magnetic field which are acting parallel to each other. The particle will move in A. First thing you remember, magnetic force is 0. Force due to magnetic field is 0 because BQV sin theta. theta is 0 because charge is at rest, velocity is 0, even when it is moving, parallel moves, therefore theta 0, force is 0. But it has force due to electrostatic, QE. That is in the direction of the electric field move. Parallel to move means it is a straight line. The directional force is the direction of the electric field. The charge moves in the direction of the electric field means it is parallel to the electric field moves. Parallel to the electric field moves means it parallel to magnetic field. Therefore, effect of magnetic field on the charge is 0. Only it experiences the force due to electric field and it takes the charge along its direction. It is always a straight line. Therefore, answer is the first one, straight line. A uniform magnetic field exists in a region which forms an equatorial triangle of side A. The magnetic field, equatorial triangle of side A, each side is A. In the magnetic field perpendicular to that, a charge q enters into this magnetic field perpendicularly with a speed v along perpendicular bisector of one side and comes out along perpendicular bisector of the other side. The magnetic induction in the triangle is, what the question is, field is acting perpendicular. When the charge is entered perpendicular to the magnetic field at a bisector means from the corner at a distance a by 2 and again it is crosses a by 2. Again it is at the bisector point. This implies the radius of the circle that it is describing is a by 2. Because it describes a circle. Why? The charge is entered perpendicular to the magnetic field. So centripetal force mv square by r is equal to bqv sin 90. So therefore, if you required a b is a mv upon qr. qr is a by 2, r is a by 2. mv2 divided by qa, 2 mv by qa, 2 mv by qa, option number 2. I hope you are understood. Field is acting perpendicular to the board. The triangle what imaginatively placed is in the plane of the board. Charge is entering perpendicular to the magnetic field and emerges from the other is also perpendicular, which clearly suggests radius become r by a by 2. According to our magnetism concept, mv square by r, centripetal force necessary to describe a circle, is obtained from this bqv sin 90, which given you 2 mv upon qa. 2 mv upon qa. It is a conceptual question. A charged particle into a region that may has an electric field E and our magnetic field B. If the charged particle goes unaccelerated, then it's possible that E should not be 0, B should not be 0, again E should not be 0, B should not be 0, further V is equal to E by B. They should act perpendicular in such a way that it should not experience any force, for which force becomes 0 and acceleration also becomes 0. Therefore, the condition fourth one is the right option among the four. Take the next. 73. A square coil of side 10 centimeter. A square coil of side given 10 centimeter. And 20 turns, number of turns are 20, carries a current of 12 amperes. 12 ampere, coil is suspended vertically and normal to the plane of the coil, making an angle of 30 degree. So theta is 30 directly, because if I taken this is the magnetic field direction and this rectangular coil plane perpendicular means area vector is theta making 30 degree directly given there. Normal to the plane of the coil makes an angle 30 degree with the direction of field of 0.8 Tesla. Magnetic field is also given 0.8 Tesla. Then the magnitude of the torque experienced Direct relation torque is equal to mb sin theta. But magnetic moment is IANB sin theta. What is the current? They given is 12 amperes. Area is A square. 10 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. Because square plate, area is 10 centimeter square. Number of turns is 20. Magnetic field is 0.8 into sin 30 angle. Sin 30 can cancel with this to 10. This multiplied 8. 12 8 ja is 96 into 10 power minus 2 or 0.96 Newton meter. Is the answer 0.96, option number 1 directly. Is a direct relation, you know mb sin theta. Theta they directly given. Normal to the plane of the coil, making with respect to B, angle is 30 degree. B given, I, N, A given. As it is a square plate, we taken area is 10 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. And substitution given you the answer. A galvanometer has a resistance of 50 ohm. 74. A galvanometer has resistance of 50 ohm and it's shunted by 0.5 ohm resistor. 0.5 ohm resistor is a shunt resistance. The fraction of the main current that flows through the galvanometer is Ig upon I is questioned. You know, in case of conversion of galvanometer into an ammeter, that the shunt resistance is taken parallel and main current is I, the branch current that taken is Ig and I minus Ig. So this, they are parallel. You remember that relation, Ig into G equal to I minus Ig into S. You want Ig by I. So therefore, Ig into G, I into S minus Ig into S. Or if I brought Ig by I, this may be written upon S upon G plus S. So S is a 0.5 divided by 50. 50. This become 1, if you shift it is 1 by 100 become. So this is 50 G plus S, sorry. 50 plus 0.5. 50 plus 0.5. This is 0.5 by 50.5. 55 is 5 divided by 505 is 1 upon 101. 1 upon 101, option number 3 is the solution. So I hope you are understood that conversion of galvanometer into ammeter. Ig into G equal to I minus Ig into S is a relation. So separating we got Ig by I is S upon G plus S. 0.5 upon 50 plus 0.5. That become 5 upon 505 or 1 upon 101. Come to next. The sensitivity of galvanometer of resistance 990 ohm. So given galvanometer resistance is 990 ohm. Is increased by 10 times. Sensitivity means I by Ig is a 10. The given sensitivity is 10. The shunt resistance used have to calculate. The relation same, Ig into G equal to I minus Ig into S as we earlier used. We want S value, for which you can write Ig upon I minus Ig. This I can brought other side as I by Ig minus 1. That equal to 990. 990 divided by I by Ig is 10 minus 1. 990 by 9, which suggests 110 ohm. 110 ohm, option number 3. Same relation, conversion of galvanometer into ammeter. Using this, they given I by Ig is 10 and G is 990. And hence value of S is to get that range is 110 ohm. come to the next one. A conductor ABCDEF, which is side of length L is bent as shown. It is carrying a current I in uniform magnetic induction B parallel to the positive Y direction. The force experienced by the wire is. So you see in that figure, direction of the magnetic field is along Y, but A and F part of the wire are parallel. The force on A and force on F is 0 because B and magnetic field and the current direction are parallel. The relation which we are using here is force equal to BIL sin theta. Force due to the part BA and force on the part EF equal to 0 because theta is 0. Parallel. B, A and EF are parallel. And again force on BC is equal but opposite to force on DE, minus FDE. They are perpendicular but the direction of current are opposite and net force on them becomes 0. So therefore the net force on these two parts are magnitudes are equal and they get cancelled. And again if you come to the one remained is CD. Force on CD remained which is equal to BIL into sin 90. Because if you see their current is along CD which is perpendicular to Z axis where it is carrying, that means perpendicular to B also. So along B direction, along Y direction B exists. Along Y direction magnetic field. Along X direction 90 degree. The current carried. Along Z direction it exists. Therefore FCD next is BIL Z direction positive. Along Z direction positive is the value, BIL in Z direction positive. BIL in positive Z direction, third answer, option number 3. Next one. PQR is a right angle isosceles triangular loop carrying an anticlockwise current, anticlockwise, that is QRPQ. It is kept in uniform magnetic field acting along QP. So if I draw the figure, so you have the figure of this form, PQR, current is flowing in the anticlockwise direction. And uniform magnetic field along QP. Along QP the magnetic field is existing, they are anti-parallel. So this part of the wire, force PQ is 0 because theta is 180 degree, that is 0. But when it is in a loop in one order, net force on the loop in the magnetic field is 0. There is a magnetic field parallel to this, but these two are making some angles. That net force is 0. That means FQR plus FPR must be 0. Or F, they given FQR is F. Therefore, FPR equal to minus FQR, which is equal to minus F. Therefore, the answer is minus F. FPR, this FPR must be equal to minus F is the answer. The reason is net force, a closed loop is formed in the magnetic field. This part is not experiencing any force, but this remains equilibrium, net force on this becomes 0. The sum of the two forces must be 0. That is possible. If FQR is F, then it should be F, but in opposite direction. That mutually cancel. Minus F is the answer. Coming to next. 78. A thin magnetic iron rod of length 30 centimeter is suspended in a uniform magnetic field. Its time period of oscillation is 4 seconds. Period of oscillation is 4 seconds. It is broken into 3 equal parts perpendicular to its length, and the time period of oscillation of one part when suspended in the same magnetic field is, see one thing, one magnetic rod is given, it is of certain length, it is divided into 3 parts of equal length, so that L2, L1 may be L, L2 is equal to L by 3. L by 3. Period of oscillation of a magnetic bar is 2 pi into root of I upon MB. Here if I write a T2 by T1, the solution is here I2 by I1 into M1 by M2, because M is inverse, B is same. We have to know the values of I1 and I2. So if I take I2 by I1, see this mass is reduced 3 times. I am saying moment of inertia is ml square by 12. 12 cancels here, and L square is, M is divided into 3 parts, M by 3, into L square is L by 3 whole square. And here it is also ml square of the denominator. 12 I am not writing. So ml square by 12, this also 12. ml square get cancels. But here it is 9 3s is 27. Therefore, I2 by I1 can be written as 1 by 27. Y2 by I1 is 1 by 27. Similarly, if you want M2 by M1 by M2, M1 by M2, pole strength into length. M1 if you take length is L, M into L is a pole strength, not mass, it is a pole strength. But when you cut into laterally, no changes in the pole strength, but length is reduced, therefore L by 3. L by 3, this becomes 3. So let us substitute that value. So T2 must be equal to, T1 is 4 seconds, they already given, into root of, I2 by I1 is 1 by 27 into 3. 3 cancelling 9, if we brought out it becomes 4 by 3 seconds. T2 must have this answer, 4 by 3 seconds. So I hope you are understood, these 2 different parts have to be estimated. When a bar magnet it has moment of inertia of the original is m L square by 12, it is I1. When come to the second I2, I written m L by 3 whole square divided by 3. That made here 1 by 27. Again magnetic moment of M1 is M into L. When you go for M2, it is M L by 3 because length is cut. When cut perpendicular, pole strength is not affected, only length affects. And then substitution given you this answer 4 by 3 second. Option is fourth one. Fourth one is the option. Let us see the next one. It is a standard direct question which we written in the previous paper, previous question. The time period of oscillation of a freely suspended bar magnet with the usual notations is given by. Period of oscillation is taken as 2 pi into root of I upon m if it is in the earth magnetic field is BH. Therefore, the correct option is first one, where I refers to moment of inertia, magnetic moment, and earth magnetic field horizontal component. So let us go to the next question, number 80. So similarly here, time period of a magnet is T. If it is divided into 4 equal parts along its axis and perpendicular to the axis as shown in the time period for each part will be. So we have period is 2 pi into root of I by MB. as previously taken, T2 can be written as I2 by I1 into M1 by M2. Let us think first one as it is. It has length and pole strength is M and mass M. So moment of inertia of this I1, if I written, it is mL square by 12. And if you want magnetic moment M1, M into L. That we have clearly as like in the previous case. When it is cut into 4 equal parts and taken one part, it is L by 2, mass is M by 4. And pole strength goes to M by 4, pole strength goes to M by 2, M2 is. Because it is along the length is cut into 2 parts. Therefore, new moment of inertia I2 is M by 4 each one into L by 2 whole square, that become mL square by 16. Similarly, if you come to magnetic moment M2 is M by 2 into L by 4 is mL by 8. Because it is L by 2, it is M by 2, 2 by 4, mL by 4. Let us substitute here I2 by I1, I2 mL square by 12 into 12 is as it is present here. mL square by 12, L square by 12, if we left, it become I2 by I1 is 1 by 16. Similarly, that become I1, M1 by M2. M1 is mL, here also mL, it become 4, multiplied by 4. Into T1 is a T. T2 is equal to T divided by root 4 or equal to T by 2. T2 equal to T by 2 is the option. So that is T by 2, third option. Similarly, previous one changes here did is along the length when the magnet is cut, pole strength decreases to 50% because it made into 2 pieces along the length. As a 4 parts is made, length is 2 parts, no doubt again here. Mass is into 4 parts, 4 equal parts. Therefore, mass divided by 4, length is divided by 2, pole strength by 2. Which makes moment of inertia is 16 times decreases, whereas moment decreases to 4 times. That leads to the answer. The magnet is parallel to uniform magnetic field. It is rotated by 60 degree. Magnet is kept originally along the direction of the field, rotated by 60 degree. The work done is 0.8 joules. You know, work done they given as 0.8 joules. How much work is done in moving it further 30 degree? So work done relation is MB cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. 0.8 joules is MB into cos theta, it is 0, it is 60 degree, 1 minus half. Therefore, MB is equal to 0.8 into 2 equal to 1.6 joules. We got answer for MB from that relation. But they are asking condition W dash, work done, cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Now it is at 60 degree. Further, you have to take it 30 degree means total angle become 90 degree. 60 plus 30. Work done to turn it 30 degree only from 60 to 90. If cancelled, it is become half. MB is 1.6 by 2 is a 0.8 joules. 0.8 joules, but they given in ergs. You know, 1 joule equal to 10 power 7 ergs. 1 by 0.8 into 10 power 7 erg is the answer. So that option number 1. I hope you are understood this general equation. Earlier it is in the direction of the field. Turned by 60 degree, work done is given, MB value got. But they asking 60 to 90 to turn, how much work is done? That become 0.8 into 10 power 7 erg. A magnetic needle lying parallel to a magnetic field requires W unit of work to turn it through 60 degree. The torque required to maintain the needle in this position will be. Work done, again question is on work done we are given. Work done is MB cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Calculate the value. Work done to turn it through 60 degree. Earlier parallel, that means cos 0 minus cos 60 is MB by 2 is work done, or MB equal to 2 times the work done. One part is the torque required to maintain the needle at this position means at 60 degree from the mean position. Torque is equal to MB sin theta, 2W into sin 60, 2W into root 3 by 2, which become torque equal to root 3W. Root 3W, option 1. A magnet of magnetic moment M is situated with its axis along the direction of magnetic field of strength B. The work done in rotating it by an angle of 180 degree. Direct same relation. Work done we have general relation as MB sin 0 minus MB cos 0 minus cos 180, turn by 0 to 180 degree. So this MB into 1 minus of minus 1 is a plus 2 MB is the answer. Directly we got 2 MB, option number 4. Coming to the next. The magnetic susceptibility of a paramagnetic substance. 84. Magnetic susceptibility of a paramagnetic substance chi1 is 0.0060 at minus 73 degree. You have to make it correction. 273 minus 73 degree, which is becoming 200 Kelvin. And then its value at minus 173 degree. T2 is 273 minus 173 is 100 Kelvin. You make the correction in while reading. Instead of 73, you read it as minus 73, and also another one read it as minus 173 degree. You know, paramagnetic substance Xi is inversely proportional to absolute temperature. Therefore, Xi2 by Xi1 equal to T1 by T2. Therefore, Xi2 is Xi1 is 0.0060 into T1 is 200 divided by 100, 0.0120 is the answer. 0.0120, option number 2. Go to the next one. Relation between Hi and B is a direct relation when in a magnetizing field H, when a magnetizing substance is placed, if you got B here, B can be written as mu naught into H plus mu naught into I, where I is the induced magnetic field and H is the applied magnetic field. So B must be equal to mu naught into H plus I. The relation we got mu naught into H plus I, option number 1. Come to the next one. Soft iron is used in many parts of electrical machines because it exhibit, correction I have to make, low permeability and low hysteresis loss. See, soft iron is using as a electromagnet, not a permanent magnet. So electromagnetic should have high permeability. It should conduct the magnetism at higher rate and low hysteresis loss. Loop area must be very thin so that it has to undergo cycles of magnetization. In that case, in every cycle, if it is losing more magnetism, means more heat will be generated and material may go out of order and efficiency is very less. Therefore, soft iron is an electromagnet which is having high permeability and low hysteresis loss. Option number 4 is the option for that 86th question. 86, fourth one. As an electromagnet it is. Coming to 87. The plane of the dip circle is set in geometric meridian and the apparent dip is theta 1. It is then set in vertical plane perpendicular to the geographic meridian. The apparent dip is theta 2. Declination at the place is. I am recalling this is a magnetic meridian. Magnetic meridian. And the another is a geographic meridian. The angle between them we calling as a declination and dip we are taken as theta. If it is BH and this is BV. But when the compass is placed in that direction, we have to take the component of BH along that direction. The compass needle is in the geometric meridian, not in the magnetic meridian. When geometric meridian it is present, geographic meridian it follows, then there is an angle theta that here it instead of BH I can use BH cos delta is a component horizontal. So then new theta comes. Instead of theta, if I written tan theta 1, BV can be written as BV sin theta. Therefore, BV sin theta 1, we have BH cos delta. Because it is BV instead of BV by BH. Usually for this theta, I am recalling again, tan theta you are writing as BV by BH. Because you know BH is equal to BE. This is BE value. BE cos theta and this is BE sin theta. Now it is BV by BH cos theta. BV by BH sin theta cos theta, but it is cos delta additionally comes. Similarly, if they are 90 degree turned, this is 90 degree turned, tan theta 2 can be written as BV by BH into cos 90 plus delta. Cos 90 plus theta is, again you got that it is sin theta. That means BV upon BH into sin delta. Now if I divide tan theta 1 by tan theta 2, I hope you are understood this what I written. Now it is making an angle delta with BH, the compass is placed. That is magnetic compass or the needle is placed. Now it is turned by 90 degree. 90 degree means 90 plus delta is the value. Hence, if I take tan theta 1 by tan theta 2 is equal to BV cancels. Tan theta 2 it go to the numerator. Sin delta by cos delta is a tan delta. Suppose you want delta is a tan inverse of tan theta 1 by tan theta 2. This must be the possible answer. Tan theta 1 by tan theta 2. So the option is delta equal to tan inverse of tan theta 1 by tan theta 2. Option number 1. I think you are followed. That dip circle is placed in the geometric meridian. BV is not affected vertical component, but horizontal component affected by BH cos delta. When it is turned by 90 degree, 90 plus delta. Take the ratio, you got the answer. Come to the next one. The angle of dip at the poles and the equator respectively are. First imagine the earth. Which one is the equator? Is this equator? and this is the pole. So here at the equator dip is 0 almost, at the poles dip is 90. Angle dip at the poles, first poles 90 and equator 0. Therefore answer must be 90 degree and 0 degree, option number 2. Come to the next. If theta 1 and theta 2 be the apparent angles of dip observed in two vertical planes at right angles to each other, the true angle of dip theta is given by. Now, as previously taken, suppose in some plane it exists, we do not know that plane exactly, but if it is in the plane theta, it is BH and BV. Just as shown in the previous problem, tan theta is equal to BV by BH we have. BV by BH we are knowing. But if it is theta 1 is the angle in the new plane the dip circle is standing, then again as like earlier we have to take PH cos theta 1. BH cos theta 1, its component perpendicular to that. So therefore tan theta 1 is equal to BV upon BH cos theta 1. So cos theta 1 can be written as BV by BH is tan theta. BV by BH is tan theta by tan theta 1. If it is turned by 90 degree, see the first case and second case. Third case, if I write tan theta 2 equal to BV upon BH cos theta 2. Theta 2 is theta 1 plus theta 2 as it is theta 2, okay, theta 2 only. Then cos theta 2 is equal to BV by BH is a tan theta by tan theta 2. Tan theta 2. Theta 2 they told question I can. So that is each other the true angle of dip. The another is perpendicular, theta 2 plus 90 it is. So then it is becoming sin theta 2. Sin theta 2, cos theta 2, sin theta 2. Adding the two, sin square theta, 1 minute. Theta 1 and theta 2 be the apparent angle of dip observed in two vertical planes at right angle to each other. So theta 1 and theta 2 are right angles to each other. The true angles of dip theta is given by. Therefore, it is theta 1 comes, right. Theta 1, it is theta 2 as it is, theta 1 plus 90. Here it is sin theta 1. And therefore, sin square theta 1 plus cos square theta 1. Sin square theta 1 plus cos square theta 1 is equal to, dividing this, tan square theta by tan square theta 2 plus tan square theta by tan square theta 1. Cos square theta 1, sin square theta 1 is 1. Therefore, 1 is equal to tan square theta by tan square theta 2 plus tan square theta by tan square theta 1. So this, if we brought other side, it come to the denominator. 1 by tan square theta is equal to 1 by tan square theta 1 plus 1 by tan square theta 2 and theta 1. So this is cot square theta is equal to cot square theta 1 plus cot square theta 2 possible. So hence the option is this. So the given theta 1 and theta 2 another angle are mutually perpendicular. Theta 1 plus 90 is theta 2. So therefore theta 1 plus 90 we substituted, tan theta 2 is BV by BH into cos theta 2. Cos theta 2 is cos theta 1 plus 90 is sin theta 1. Sin theta 1 is tan theta by tan theta 2. Here earlier theta 1 BV by BH cos theta 1 as it is. So squaring and adding these two, this and this, we are squaring and adding these two, we got 1. Where tan square theta you bring other side, you got the answer. Answer is cot square theta equal to cot square theta 1 plus cot square theta 2. Option number 1 is the right one. Coming to the next. A bar magnet having a magnetic moment 2 into 10 power 4 joules T, freely rotate in the horizontal plane, a horizontal magnetic field B equal to 6 into 10 power 4 Tesla exists in the space. The work done in taking the magnet slowly from the direction parallel to the field to a direction of 60 degree from the field is, again work done MB cos 0 minus cos 60, 0 to 60 degree, theta 1 minus theta 2. M is 2 into 10 power 4, it is minus 4. You make it minus 1 of the term, 6 into 10 power minus 4 into half. Half of cancels, 4 cancels, answer is 6 joules. Option number 3. So the questions which we have selected depends mostly on the previous years repeatedly appeared, and go through these questions seriously to face the NEET or JEE paper. Thank you all.